Dallas or Fort Worth? Can you believe I have a channel on YouTube called Dallas Fort Worth Living, and I have not done a video about Dallas or Fort Worth? And which team are you on? If you are looking to move to the Dallas Fort Worth area metroplex and you're trying to decide between Dallas or Fort Worth, then this video is for you. We're gonna settle the debate once and for all on which one you would like best. Today I'm breaking down everything you need to know about these two incredible cities, from the cost of living, job markets, to nightlife, as well as the school districts. So whether you're moving from out of state or you're just relocating within the metroplex, this comparison is really gonna help you make the right choice for your next move. What's crazy is that Dallas and Fort Worth are only about 30 miles apart, but they are actually completely different animals. And if you were to talk to someone who lives on the Fort Worth side of things, they will for sure say that they are different than Dallas. Oftentimes when I'm helping my clients, they are mostly focused on the Dallas side and the Dallas side suburbs, but I do often sell in Fort Worth as well as some of the Fort Worth suburbs, including places like Keller as well as Mansfield, Texas. So we're gonna talk about the different personalities of these two cities and the difference in the costs that they may have, the different opportunities, and by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which one kind of fits your vibe. So let's start with some of the fundamentals, because Dallas and Fort Worth have completely different personalities, and understanding this is really crucial for your decision. Now, sometimes I have clients that are moving here for work or for family, and so oftentimes they don't really have to make this decision. But if Dallas or Fort Worth overall is a target place for you and you really haven't decided, then you're really gonna find this information very helpful. Dallas is the cosmopolitan business hub. This is where you come for corporate headquarters, high-end shopping, upscale dining, and the fast-paced urban energy. Dallas has a personality that is what I would say sophisticated and maybe even sometimes pretentious is the best way I would describe it. Dallas is also a little bit more fast-paced and a little bit more international. So when you're thinking about Dallas, you want to think about high rises, rooftop bars, designer boutiques, and a really good social scene that kind of revolves around seeing and being seen. The average Dallasite is a career-focused, fashion-conscious, and loves the urban amenities. Fort Worth, though, on the other hand, is really authentically Texas. This is where you're gonna come from your genuine cowboy culture, family-friendly neighborhoods, and that really relaxed, y'all come back now atmosphere, if you know what I mean. So Fort Worth is gonna be one of those cities where you can literally catch a world-class ballet performance, but then you can also go down the street and do some square dancing. This is also where real cowboys line dance. Fort Worth has managed to blend a really great culture and cowboy in a way that kind of feels authentic. So the social dynamics between Dallas and Fort Worth are also really different. In Dallas, the networking happens at trendy rooftop bars and exclusive events. In Fort Worth, community happens at the neighborhood barbecues and even the local festivals. And in this video, while I'm covering a lot of differences between the two cities, I want to be clear that this is really more so about the overall vibe of both Dallas and Fort Worth. And to be honest with you, you can find some Dallas vibes in Fort Worth and Fort Worth vibes in Dallas. Not to mention that both of these cities have a lot of suburbs and other neighborhood and communities surrounding them. So you can get a totally different feel based on where you decide to go from there as well. Okay, so let's talk about some of the cost of living and numbers breakdown between both Dallas and Fort Worth. Housing is really where Fort Worth wins. And I also want to show that the numbers, the average being $381,000 for Fort Worth, $661,000 for Dallas. And oftentimes when I'm looking at the DFW Metroplex, I look at an aggregate number of the whole metro. And currently the average price point here in DFW as a total is $450,000. So for renters, Dallas median rent sits at around $1,750 per month, while Fort Worth is gonna run you about $1,500. So that's an annual savings if you were in Fort Worth of about $2,700 a year. Dining and entertainment costs also differ between Dallas and Fort Worth as well. In Dallas, you wanna expect to pay anywhere between $15 to $25 for lunch, up to $35 to $60 for dinner at a nice restaurant. And in Fort Worth, it's gonna run you more like $12 to $20 for lunch and anywhere between $28 to $45 for dinner. If you're hanging out in Dallas, the nightlife features cocktails that are gonna range from about $12 to $18. It's pretty much standard, but if you're in Fort Worth, you can get that same cocktail from anywhere between $8 and $14. I didn't know if I really knew these numbers. I need to hang out in Fort Worth a little bit more. So property taxes matter too. The Dallas County averages are about 2.6% effective rate, and in Tarrant County, it's gonna run you about 2.4%. So on a $500,000 home, that's roughly about $1,000 per year difference. When it comes to shopping, there's some differences there as well between the two cities. Dallas emphasizes high-end malls, designer stores, and luxury shopping, while Fort Worth is gonna offer a more practical shopping experience with better deals and fewer luxury options. Bottom line is that Fort Worth typically saves you about $8,000 to $12,000 per year compared to Dallas for a similar lifestyle. So that's real money that can actually go towards some savings if you are trying to decide between the two cities. So when it comes to career and job opportunities, this is kind of where Dallas and Fort Worth really start to differentiate themselves. Dallas is the corporate powerhouse with about 23 Fortune 500 headquarters, including companies like AT&T, Southwest Airlines, and Texas Instruments. The finance sector has major operations from Bank of America, JP Morgan Chase, and Charles Schwab, as well as tech giants including Microsoft, Amazon, Google, and Facebook. All those companies really maintain a really decent presence here in Dallas. The healthcare also includes companies like UT Southwestern and the Baylor Scott and White. Average salaries in Dallas run a little bit higher across the board. So software engineers are going to make anywhere between $95,000 up to $180,000. If you work in finance, you can expect to earn around $75,000 up to $150,000. And if you're in marketing, you can expect to make anywhere between $65,000 up to $120,000. So Fort Worth is a little different from an economic perspective. Aviation anchors the economy with American Airlines headquarters and Lockheed Martin, as well as energy companies like XTO Energy and Range Resources. Healthcare features JPS Health Network and Cook Children's. And Fort Worth will offer some jobs in manufacturing with companies like Bell Helicopter and General Motors. So in Fort Worth, salaries run about 10 to 15% lower, but still pretty strong. If you're a software engineer in the Fort Worth area, you can plan to make anywhere between $85,000 up to $160,000. For finance professionals, it's about $65,000 up to $135,000. And for marketing managers, anywhere between $58,000 up to $105,000. The real difference between Dallas offers a little bit more variety and some higher salaries, but Fort Worth offers a little bit more stability and a little bit of better work-life balance. Dallas is kind of going to be one of those places where you stereotypically can climb the corporate ladder fast. Fort Worth may be where you can actually build a little bit more career sustainability. If you're an entrepreneur, Dallas has a lot of developed startup ecosystems here in the area, as well as tons of networking opportunities. Fort Worth is going to have a lower barrier of entry for small business owners, especially for those small businesses who need commercial space and things like that. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the housing options between the two cities. And I want you to keep in mind that this is going to be specifically for Dallas and Fort Worth proper, so not necessarily the suburbs of those cities. In Dallas, Uptown runs about $450,000 up to $1.2 million for high-rise living that's walkable and perfect for young professionals. Deep Ellum is gonna also offer a little artsy, eclectic character with live music for around $350,000 up to $700,000 if you're looking to purchase in that area. And then you also have Bishop Arts, which features hip, walkable streets and local shops for about $400,000 up to $800,000 for purchasing in that area. Dallas also has neighborhoods like Lakewood, which provides established tree-lined streets, which is near the Right Walk Lake. And you can purchase in this area for homes around $500,000 up to $900,000. Dallas also has a neighborhood called Preston Hollow, which delivers luxury and gated communities from the $800,000s up to the millions. So Fort Worth proper is going to offer neighborhoods with a little bit of a different value proposition. The cultural district near the museums and the theaters run about $350,000 up to $650,000. The Sundance Square area provides downtown walkable living for around $300,000 up to $600,000. And Ridgely offers established family-friendly neighborhoods with great schools anywhere between $400,000 up to $750,000. The TCU area brings college town energy and good restaurants for around $350,000 up to $700,000 if you're looking to purchase in that area. And the West Side represents an up-and-coming authentic character with great value for homes anywhere between $250,000 up to $500,000. So when it comes to living in Dallas proper or Fort Worth proper, Fort Worth is going to be better suited for families. Just in general, this is a generic statement. Please note that all type of people live in Fort Worth. But Fort Worth is going to offer more houses for your money and a little bit more value. And for those of you thinking about Dallas proper, this is a really great area for young professionals because it's going to offer those urban amenities and a little bit more of a walkable lifestyle. So if you are seriously considering a move to Dallas or Fort Worth and you're feeling a little overwhelmed about all these options, because I tried to give you as much information as possible to help you make your decision, you can click on the link that's in my description box and you will reach out to me directly. We will set up some time that's just for you and I to really walk through what your needs are, where you're trying to go, and everything that you're trying to establish on your journey to Dallas. I work with a lot of buyers that are relocating the area, and I speak to you every single week trying to tackle this market as well as a sometimes stressful move. But I am here to help and be along with you on the journey. So you can go ahead and click on the link that's in my bio, book a free 30-minute consultation, and we will get started with your journey to Dallas. So let's talk a little bit about the nightlife that is here in between the two cities. And I would love to hear from those of you who live in Dallas and Fort Worth. What do you think about the different vibes? Do you feel like Dallas and Fort Worth have different vibes? But from a nightlife perspective, Dallas kind of tends to give that little bit more pretentious. It definitely can appear diverse. You're gonna have options like Uptown and Deep Ellum that serve as the main party districts, from everything from craft cocktail lounges to dance clubs. You're also gonna have options for live music venues like House of Blues, at the American Airlines Centers, as well as countless other small spots that you can jump in and out of. From a dining perspective, Dallas is definitely gonna offer some world-class restaurants with some James Beard Award winners and even a lot of international cuisine. And from a shopping perspective, you're gonna have options like the North Park Center, Galleria Dallas, as well as the Highland Park Village, which offers a lot of really great luxury shops. Dallas tends to give a vibe of like dress to impress, see and be seen, with a little bit of urban sophistication. So Fort Worth is where Texas culture really shines. You're gonna have options like the Sundance Square and the Stockyards, which offer completely different but equally awesome experiences. And we've definitely taken the kids over on the weekends to the area and we absolutely love it. It is a really, really great time. The Fort Worth Stockyards feature real cowboys, bull riding, as well as some square dancing and honky-tonk areas you can go to. The Cultural District houses world-class museums, including the Kimball and Modern, Billy Bob's Texas Bills itself, and the world's largest honky-tonk. Rodeos and Western events provide authentic cowboy culture. In Fort Worth, dining is gonna excel in the form of barbecue, Tex-Mex, and some really great farm-to-table restaurants. The vibe in Fort Worth overall is kind of come as you are, very authentic and very family-friendly. For couples, Dallas offers sophisticated date nights while Fort Worth provides unique, memorable experiences. For families, Fort Worth wins with more affordable, family-oriented, and entertainment options. So let's talk a little bit about the schools between these two areas. In the Dallas area, the standout districts are Highland Park ISD as well as the University Park ISD, both technically separate cities, but in this Dallas area still. These rank in the top 1% in Texas, but average home prices in these areas run about $800,000 to over $2 million. Dallas ISD itself is massive and it's varied with some excellent magnet schools and programs, but really some significant differences between the schools. You'll find more urban challenges, but also specialized programs. The Dallas suburbs of Plano ISD as well as Frisco ISD maintain consistently top ratings with excellent facilities and programs and home prices from anywhere between $400,000 up to $800,000. In Fort Worth, from a school perspective, Fort Worth ISD is improving rapidly with significant investment. Some excellent schools exist, particularly magnet programs with more affordable housing and really good school zones. The surrounding Fort Worth districts are highly rated. You'll have options for Pearl ISD, which is in Southlake, and it is an elite district, but home prices run anywhere between $600,000 up to $1.5 million. You'll also have the Grapevine Colleyville ISD offering excellent schools if you're thinking about Fort Worth, but the suburbs, with $500,000 up to $900,000 for the price point of the homes. And if you're on the Fort Worth side in the burbs, Kello ISD is also an option, which has a really great reputation with around 400,000 up to 700,000 for their home. In Dallas, from a family perspective, it's gonna offer a lot of cultural opportunities, museum, and some diverse experiences. And Fort Worth is gonna emphasize a little bit more outdoor activities, neighborhood feel, and community events. In Dallas, the higher achieving schools cost significantly more when it comes to the housing, but in Fort Worth, you're gonna get a better value in a school to housing value ratio. So let's talk about getting around, because commuting here in Texas can really be a make or break for you. So Dallas has the DART, which is the Dallas Area Rapid Transit System. It's a light rail and bus system, and it connects from downtown to airports as well as some of the major suburbs. It's actually usable for the most part, depending on where you're coming from and where you're going. And it's gonna be available, of course, between those rush hour times from 7 to 9 a.m. as well as 4:30 to 6:30. But those times can also be brutal if you are taking the public transportation. In Dallas, you're gonna have some major bottlenecks, including I-635, the Central 75 Highway, as well as I-30. The average commute is around 28 minutes and can get up to 45 depending on traffic. Walkability is much better in the urban neighborhoods like Uptown and Deep Ellum, and the bike infrastructure is improving pretty well. In Fort Worth, you're gonna have access to the Tex Rail, which is connecting the DFW airport, and it has limited bus system. It's a little less comprehensive than the system that's in Dallas, and most people drive. Traffic is generally lighter than Dallas, but rush hour will have its moments, and you're gonna have major routes including I-35 West, I-30, and Loop 820. The average commute is around 24 to 40 minutes. Parking is a little easier if you're in Fort Worth. So let's talk a little about the differences between the arts, the culture, and the attractions between the two cities. Both cities really pack a punch when it comes to this area. Dallas has invested heavily in becoming a major cultural destination. The Dallas Museum of Art features an impressive permanent collection and major traveling exhibitions. The Nasir Sculpture Center showcases stunning modern and contemporary sculptures. Dallas also offers the Perot Museum, offering amazing science experience. You're also going to have access to the Dallas Symphony Orchestra for top-tier classical music, as well as the Dallas Theater Center for Broadway shows. So Fort Worth is also going to offer some amazing museums. It has some of the best ones in the country. The Kimball Art Museum is considered one of the finest small museums in the world. The Amon Carter Museum houses a premier American art collection. Fort Worth also has the National Cowgirl Museum, which is unique to Fort Worth. And you also have access to the performing arts, including the Fort Worth Symphony, which is really great for the regional orchestra, as well as the Bass Performance Hall, which is a gorgeous venue for Broadway touring shows. And of course, I'd be remiss not to mention the Fort Worth Stock Show and Rodeo for authentic Western culture, and Sundance Square for your regular outdoor concerts and festivals. So here, Dallas is gonna have the quantity and the variety, and Fort Worth is gonna give really great quality and authenticity when it comes to some of these attractions, but both are generally impressive for the cities of their size. So I know for most of this video, I've been talking about Dallas proper as well as Fort Worth proper, but I do wanna talk a little bit about the suburbs. My channel is all about the DFW suburbs, and honestly, that's where a lot of people live when they come to the area. And so because if you're considering the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you're probably looking at those surrounding cities and communities. The top Dallas suburbs include Plano, which is you're gonna be able to get into this area between 400,000 up to 800,000. You're also gonna have Frisco. The average price points run about 450 up to 900,000. Allen is a really great city, which has home prices anywhere between 425,000 up to 650. You also have access to cities like Richardson, and you're gonna have 350 up to 600,000, as well as Addison. And if you wanna get into that area, you're looking at about 300,000 up to 700,000. The suburbs in Dallas offer easy commutes, really great corporate job access, modern amenities, and some competitive school districts. But in Fort Worth, you're gonna have some really great suburbs like South Lake, and you're gonna be able to get into those communities communities from 600,000 up to 1.5 million. You'll have access to Grapevine. The homes in those areas run about 450,000 up to 800. You'll also have access to Colleyville, and those communities are going to run you anywhere between 500,000 up to 900,000. If you think about Dallas or Fort Worth, it should go without saying that the suburbs offer a little bit more space for your money, stronger community connections, and a little bit easier commutes, and a really great Texas authentic feel. Some of the key differences between the two is that Dallas suburbs tend to be a little bit more corporate focused and diverse, whereas Fort Worth tend to be a little bit more family focused and community focused. So I do want to talk a little bit about some of the activities outdoor-wise between the two cities. Dallas activities centers around an area called the White Rock Lake for running, kayaking, paddle boarding. The Katy Trail offers a 3.5-mile urban trail, great for running and biking, and you'll also have access to the Lake Caroline and Lake Las Colinas, which provides a beautiful lakefront area. Overall, Dallas does emphasize a lot of outdoor experiences. Fort Worth, on the other hand, outdoor activities include the Nature Center, which is a 3,600-acre wilderness area, the Trinity River, which is going to offer a lot of access to nature, as well as the Botanic Gardens that kind of stands one of the oldest in Texas. Fort Worth also offers easy access to rural areas for hunting, fishing, and hiking. Both cities are about 1.5 hours from Austin and about 4 hours from Houston. Fort Worth is slightly closer to the rural parts of Texas, while as Dallas is going to be better connected to some of the major cities. So after breaking down everything, the cost of living, jobs, entertainment, school, and lifestyle, which city is for you? Comment below. I want to hear your thoughts. A lot of people tend to focus on Dallas, but Fort Worth really has a lot of options and some great choices depending on what you're looking for. Choose Dallas if you're career focused and you want some maximum opportunities, you love the urban amenities, some of the sophisticated lifestyle, and you want some cultural diversity. But choose Fort Worth if you are authentic to the Texas culture, you are looking for that community feel, and you're focused on your family life and neighborhood connections. Honestly, you really can't go wrong with either city. I know I've kind of given them their own personalities, and this is really not to generalize, but just to really give you an overall vibe for those of you who are relocating to the area. But honestly, both cities are really great and they offer a lot of opportunities in all of these spaces. My advice, visit both cities, spend some time in the neighborhoods, spend some time on the different decides if you're trying to between the two, and really just go with your gut. For those of you who are moving here for family and work, of course, this makes it a little bit easier, but you want to choose the side that kind of feels more like home when you visit, so that is the right choice for you. If you're still trying to decide, that's where I come in. You can reach out to me with the link below or the contact information on your screen, and we can really navigate through a ton of questions that I have for you to really help you decide which side is going to be better, Team Fort Worth or Team Dallas. I'll help you kind of figure out that perfect community and guide you through the process the entire way. So if you're here to the end of this video, you're the real MVP. There was so much to cover that I really wanted to make sure that anybody who's trying to decide between the two cities, they had a really good comprehensive video to go take a look at. But what do you think? Are you Team Dallas or Team Fort Worth? Drop a comment below and let me know what works. And if you're still here, again, you're the real MVP, and I'll see you in the next one.